Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Happy New Year. Let me be the latest to say Happy New Year and say good afternoon. Welcome to Pickup Lines. Your humble host, Ernie Zuniga, back for a new year. I did not get canceled in 2023, so that's good on me, good on us. But I'm thrilled to have you back, and wanted to take a moment to, once again, Gamez Law Firm is back, so the boxing glove is back. And as you know, Gamez Law fights and has been celebrating 50 years. 50 years of helping people with their legal issues. So, again, not everybody needs an attorney every day, but if you should find yourself in such a situation, please let me recommend the Gamez family, and I appreciate their ongoing support. A big announcement coming soon for Pickup Lines. I can't quite get into it yet here, but let's just say I was busy over the holidays, trying to, do hustling, if you will, trying to help grow this show, and so many people have been so supportive. So stay tuned. As I used to say in the news business, stay tuned. We'll have some news to talk about here in just a little bit. But we're underway in January, and so the events start coming, right? Things start coming. People start making their plans for their social calendar and what have you. And if you've known me or watched me over the years, you know I love food. I love the culinary scene here in San Antonio. And one person that I got to talk to many, many times over the years during the morning show is my guest today. So without further ado, let me open the door and bring in Suzanne Taranto Etheredge, the CEO of Culinaria, who is nice enough to join me today in the car.
Hello,
hi, Suzanne.
everyone.
Hold on, let me make sure. I want people to see you.
How exciting!
You're better looking than I am. So
I don't know about that, but this is fun.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Are we out of shot?
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Are you good? We might have to lean a little bit.
Okay,
here.
lean over.
So I got a new tripod holder thing over the holidays, and so I'm still getting adjusted.
My hair looks crazy, audience. So sorry about that.
No, you didn't bring any food?
I should have brought food.
That's all right.
I just came from a great lunch.
Where did you have lunch? Can you say?
Should I say? No, I won't say.
Okay.
It'll make you upset.
Can I ask you, what did you have
There
for
were
lunch?
tacos involved.
Yeah, you didn't bring any.
To-go
plate.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, last great, unbelievable meal that left you speechless that you've had.
Every single one of them. Listen, you guys, there's a reason I do what I do, and it's because I love to eat and I don't want to cook. So every meal that I have that's not in my own home is my favorite last meal.
It'd be like me asking you who your favorite child is, because they're all...
You know what, though? I did have at Meadow, I had this fried okra concoction or grilled okra that left me stunned. It was so good. So we'll go with that.
Which is, the Meadow is here, right? That
yes.
we're on the alley on Bitters. I want to make sure I get that right.
So I ran in there for a quick lunch, and I had this grilled okra with jalapenos, and it'll change your life. It was so good.
Okay. I love fried okra, but I'm open to trying grilled okra.
Yep,
so.
it's very good.
If any of our viewers are on here, and some of you are coming on right now, and you have a restaurant or a meal or an experience, something that happened in town or maybe elsewhere.
Invite us.
Well, first of all, invite us.
Yeah.
Second of all, post it on here so we can see and share with the rest of the people. Or maybe some people don't want to share their experiences because they don't want it to, I don't know.
Tell us. We want to go wherever you're having fun at. We want to go. Right?
So, yeah, absolutely. Bring us a table for two and then plus however many. But so now that we're in January, we were just talking before we came on. Your calendar is like, instead of easing into the new year,
we're just skyrocketing.
You have not done that.
No.
And are not doing that. So I have my notes here because I have to remember there's a few things. And it starts with the Third Coast Cocktail Summit, which happens, I guess, next weekend.
Next week. It kicks off on Tuesday, actually. So the Cocktail Summit is full of a ton of education for people in the industry and actually people who aren't in the industry. Anyone can go to the education. I think we all learned during COVID when we all had to go home and figure out how to make our own drinks.
Yeah.
That we're still making some of our own drinks. So anyone can go to these educational classes and learn how to make amazing drinks and also mix and mingle with hospitality who are there. We kick off on Tuesday, which is a very intensive boot camp. It's called Bar Smarts, which is a very big deal to get to come to San Antonio. They haven't ever been here before. So it's a ton of really great education Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah.
Sprinkled in, though, are some spirited dinners, which are some amazing dinners like Meadow and Botica and Leo Davila is having one. I mean, it's just everybody who's amazing is having these great spirited dinners, and it's these amazing chef-driven dinners with some amazing spirited drinks.
Okay.
So, and then on Saturday night, we have a big party at the Witty to sort of culminate the week. And that is a giant disco 70s themed cocktail bash. So show up in your costume or not, whatever you want to do. But that's really fun. There'll be a lot of great food, a lot of great drinks. So I'm really excited for that one.
All right. So people that are coming on here, comment, let us know what your favorite restaurant is in town, or again, maybe it's a dish that you had, or let us know what you think. Because sometimes I tend to be a little regimented, or like I know my places in my neighborhood or things that I liked, and I don't branch out and try new places as often as I would like.
That's why we have restaurant weeks.
Which is a perfect segue into See what she did there? See what she did there? By the way, I should mention, while we're throwing all these events out at you, culinariasa.org is the website. So that's like a one-stop shop to find out information. I know you put all the menus on there for restaurant weeks because it's dozens of restaurants.
Oh my gosh, it's hundreds.
Or hundreds of restaurants.
Hundreds. So that kicks off on the 15th. And there are well over 100 already, and they're signing up every day. And they're starting to send in those menus, which is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Just perusing the menus, I can't even decide where to eat. It's hard for me, much less everyone else, but the menus are being updated constantly as we get them. You're getting them, but you can visit culinariasa.org for all of those details and menus.
Yeah, and the great thing about that, as I always used to say on the air, it's like you already know going in what you're going to spend. So if you're on a budget or you're recovering from the holiday expenses and you wanted to try a specific restaurant, but you're like, maybe it's a little out of my price range, at least this gives you an opportunity to take advantage of it.
Well, and it's exactly what you said. I think everyone sort of eats where they're comfortable, and you find favorites and you just go back over and over. And you also develop relationships. I mean, San Antonio is legendary for our hospitality. So you develop relationships, so you want to go back to where you're comfortable with, but get out, try something new, and don't break the bank. I mean, it's the best time of the year to eat, January and August, just because there's so many great offerings, and it's $25. I mean,
just in time to ruin your New Year's resolution.
I know. I had someone yesterday say, why are you doing the cocktail summit in January? I'm supposed to be doing dry January, and now I'm not doing dry January. And I was like, sorry, I'm not sure.
Well, as I always used to say, it's for a good cause, because money raised from these events stays in the local culinary community and helps to kind of feed the animal, if you will. Right,
absolutely. And I think Culinaria was born out of that spirit. I mean, we are, for all intents and purposes, our only mission is to highlight restaurants and bars. That's literally our mission, is to promote San Antonio as a destination for wine and food and spirits. So, we just lean into that with, community-wide events like Restaurant Weeks or the Cocktail Summit, where we focus on bars. And so there's always a good time.
So in the course of Restaurant Weeks, it runs, like 14 days or something like that?
Yes.
How many times in those 14 days will you eat out or eat at a restaurant?
Like 28 to 32, I would say.
Oh my God.
So we do lunch and dinner. We have every meeting, I'm not kidding, of the year, like lunch and dinner and sometimes brunch. And it's not for the faint of heart, you guys. You can tell by day 5, I'm like, one bite, box it up. Like it's such good food, but my husband lives for this because I'm coming home with all those to-go bags. And he's like, he tries to influence where I eat as well. I'm like, no. That's not what we're doing.
Wait a minute.
No. I'm going where I want.
I feel like Mexican tonight, or I feel like Italian or something. So do you cook? Do you like to cook?
I do cook, although I prefer to eat out.
Yeah.
Listen, I come from a big Italian family. We love cooking. We make a lot of pasta, a lot of lasagna, a lot of, we love cooking and really spending time with family. I think we did Sunday dinners my whole life where it's all about breaking bread and just spending time together. But you can do that in a restaurant. So
you certainly can.
That.
Yeah. So I know you've been in San Antonio. You've been the CEO of Culinaria for a while now. You've been in San Antonio
7,000 years.
7,000 years. So BC.
I'm a vampire.
She hasn't aged because of all the food and beverages she's had. That's great. But where were you born?
I am from Canadian Texas.
Okay, so I think I saw that, but and all my years in Texas, I cannot say that I have ever heard of or know where Canadian Texas is.
No one ever knows where Canadian Texas is. And I do get the irony. Everyone's Suzanne Taranto from Canadian Texas.
I see.
Ha,
yes,
ha, ha.
yes.
So it's just north of Amarillo.
Way up top.
Yes.
In the Panhandle.
Yes.
Okay.
Way up top in the Panhandle.
Right.
So small town.
Okay.
The best town. We
like
have
one
great,
stoplight or town or
we have a couple of stoplights.
Canadian.
We have great restaurants. We have football teams that are amazing and win state every year. We have amazing everything. It's just this really lovely town that really thrives on taking care of itself. So it's a great town to be from.
And when you were growing up, what did a little Suzanne want to do for a career? What were your goals as a young girl?
I think that I would say I didn't know the word then, but probably I wanted to be a chef for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to be a TV anchor. I wanted to be I wanted to be everything. I think they would call that an entrepreneurial spirit these days when you change your mind every week. Like, no. My greatest dream is to be a chef. My greatest dream is to be, this, that, and the other. But here we are.
Well, now you can literally turn your phone on in your own kitchen and you can achieve both.
Yeah,
you can be on TV and
exactly.
cook at the same time.
Exactly. Everyone wants us to start our own sort of cooking show podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how would that work? What does that mean? No.
Let me know if you're interested. When you're ready to check that off the list, let me know.
Okay.
I might be able to help you with that.
Perfect.
So you left Canadian.
Yes.
And I think I read you had an opportunity to go either to Austin or come to San Antonio.
Very true. And everyone was so shocked I chose San Antonio. And it was pretty immediate. Mm-hmm. I went to Austin. I spent some time there. I came to San Antonio. And I loved everything about San Antonio. And everyone was so shocked. And I remember my boss even asked me, but are you sure? I mean, I needed to be near a major airport, right?
Yeah.
And so they were like, but why don't you want to go to Austin? They must have asked me 300 times and then tried to really push me to Austin. And I was like, San Antonio's amazing. It's beautiful. Everyone is so nice. And I think I was drawn to that hospitality, which is why here I am. Hospitality is what I love. And I think it's what, Texas is really reliant on San Antonio for that level of hospitality and, really keeping in mind that, it all started here.
Yeah, I think sometimes San Antonio does not get the credit that it's deserved or earned for the culinary scene and I know it's grown over the years, but a lot of great places here.
There's so many great places. I think that what we have that is unlike anywhere else in Texas is this amazing confluence of culture.
Yeah.
We have these amazing roots from Spain and Germany and Mexico and, and everything else in between. This is a very cultural city. And so people don't think about that. When you think about going to eat in a cultural city, you think New York, you think probably San Francisco, you think some really cool places. But San Antonio has been doing this for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So it really sets our dining scene apart from everyone else in Texas, in my opinion.
Are people, do you think, surprised sometimes when you're hosting people that come in from out of town and they're like, whoa, San Antonio, who knew?
Yes. Every single time, like we just had the Food and Wine Festival and I had one of the top chefs said to me, I had no idea what a great city this was. This is amazing. Right. I mean, I had a taco that was like $1 and then I went to this high-end restaurant. I had these martinis. I mean, he couldn't get over how amazing San Antonio was and how much we have to offer. And I think that that's probably the greatest love letter to everyone outside of the city limits is that when you come to San Antonio, we're going to treat you like family and we're going to make sure that you have these amazing experiences. No matter what you're looking for, you can find it here.
Yeah. I've had a chance just through my TV work over the years to meet so many local chefs and 99.9% of them are amazing, fantastic people. I do feel for them what they've had to endure in recent years with the pandemic and everything and just how they've had to evolve with the economy, food prices, all those kinds of things. But I feel like the quality is still there.
The quality has remained consistent throughout. I think, it's been very difficult for them. I mean, this summer it was the surface of the
heat.
Sun outside.
Yes.
Everybody was like, take me home. I need a shower. They really have survived so much in San Antonio and there's been challenge after challenge, but they are resilient and they're adapting and they're pivoting to new things. I mean, it's been very inspirational to see how they're really evolving and changing and stepping up to figure it out. Because we don't want them to leave. You know, the last thing we want is all of these amazing and, you know, culturally relevant restaurants to go out of business. We don't want this.
No, don't want that at all. And well, and this city's growing too. Where they said like 1 million more people will be here by 2040, and so those are 1 million more mouths to feed.
Oh my gosh.
So your job is safe then.
Is it crazy? I just worry about traffic when you say that.
Well, yeah.
How long will it take me to get downtown now?
No, you're right. And the construction is an ongoing thing. And
exactly.
So, but at any rate, okay. So we mentioned Third Coast Cocktail Summit next week.
Yes.
Restaurant weeks at the end of the month.
Absolutely.
And then but wait, there's more. In February.
We take a nap. We give you a week to like take a nap and recover. And then we have Titans of Tailgate, which is at Sunken Gardens. It is a giant tailgate. We have 30 chefs. We have amazing beverages.
Right.
It's just a really good time. It's a one-day event. And we just have a lot of fun, and the money goes back to culinary programs in high schools in San Antonio. So you can come out, you can taste through some of the high schools, some of their offerings, as well as celebrity chefs. It's really a good time.
I was just looking at so we have a comment coming in. Some comments are coming in. Jeff Bray says, I love restaurant weeks. It always falls on my anniversary. I was just thinking,
we did that on purpose.
Well, I was going to say that. How about like if you had an anniversary or just a date night?
Yes.
What a great opportunity for people to You know.
And you know the great thing about restaurant weeks is that it's like you said, you know the price.
Right.
So if you know the price, you can go pair it with her favorite champagne or your husband's favorite drink or whatever, and not worry about it being so expensive.
So that's what I really... Now, do other markets do restaurant weeks?
Some of them do, yes. New York's is pretty legendary. They do a great job.
Not for $25 a plate.
No, theirs is like $65.
Okay, I was going to say.
It's way more expensive than ours. But there are some great ones. I try to go to as many as possible throughout the country.
And I was going to ask, like, part of your job, you have to travel, right? And go see what other markets are doing, other places?
I go to wine and food festivals all the time. I go to restaurant weeks.
What a terrible job.
It's really a hardship, you guys.
Are you hiring an assistant right now?
Yes.
Do you need a personal assistant?
Yes, absolutely.
So how often are you traveling?
I mean, it depends on the year. I mean, last year I went to a lot of different places to try a lot of different food and wine festivals. I haven't decided for this year. I think I probably need to hit Florida. They have a really great one.
Right.
And maybe Palm Beach, but we'll see. We'll see where we need to go.
All right. That's fantastic. So let me ask you this. For people who are not familiar with Culinaria or they've heard about it, in practical terms, how would you explain your role with chefs, with restaurants in town? How do you serve them, and how do you guys help each other out?
Okay, so we originally started kind of as an offshoot of Visit San Antonio, if you will. I think it was CVB then.
Like the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
The Convention and Visitors Bureau, to really dig in. And I think it was before my time, but there was a lot of chain restaurants. There weren't a lot of, really chef-driven boutique concepts. And so we were formed as an entity to become sort of a marketing arm for bars and restaurants to really promote what they're doing and to attract people to the city that would be influential in getting because when you think about great food, previously, everyone thought Dallas, Houston, Austin, and they weren't really giving they were really thinking that we just had a Riverwalk and margaritas, right? They have no idea. They thought we were just all tacos. We also, ride our horses to school. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so we were really formed to tackle that project. And so for all intents and purposes, we are a marketing agency who is really dedicated to working with chefs. And it's very simple. I mean, we are constantly out dining and eating and meeting people and really just bringing them in. And at the end of the day, we just want to have more people go to their restaurants, more people go to, these bars, and to really support local. That's really our mission, is we want you going out and realizing all of the amazing talent that we have. And so we really partner with every restaurant, and you don't have to be a member to sign up. There's nothing like that. You can anyone can sign up for Restaurant Week that owns a restaurant or any of our events. We're happy to promote. All
right, another question here, and I'm not going to try to put you on the spot here, but John Alonzo's asking, where would you send your VIP out of town friends to go dine first place. I'm not saying it's the best, whatever, but first, or if you want to say 2 or 3 that come to mind.
Gosh. Well, how high end is this crowd?
Oh man. Well, John Alonzo.
Are we talking steakhouse, or are we talking like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's so difficult. Whenever you eat out for a living, everyone always wants to say, "Where would you send people?" I'm like, well, what do they do?
Yeah.
Who are they? Do they want a steak night? I mean, I get people who call me every week for like, where should I have my Christmas party? I'm like,
I would think there's a lot of pressure on you to deliver. Like,
and so I usually start just driving through a roster. Like, are you going to be downtown? What part of town are we going to?
That's a great point.
We have to break it down. So add some more in the comments.
Okay.
Best food in the city.
Is the only concern. Well, John's saying, to follow up his question, best food is the concern. Like, if you took out, side of town, travel, price, and everything, best food. If you want to think about that, think about that. But I guess a lot of people, you talked about the Riverwalk. People, I think of the Pearl.
Yes.
I feel like...
I mean, go to Botica, go to Monshushu, go to Southerly, go to Meadow, go to any of Jason Dady's restaurants.
Right.
I mean, I love Range so much downtown. I love everything that Stephen Bowers does. I love Rebel.
I was thinking like what about north side of town, like La Cantera, Rim?
I love
going
J
out
Prime.
toward Bernie. I mean, there's places.
I love every restaurant at the Rim. They really do such a good job of having some amazing bars and restaurants. I love every restaurant there. Gosh, John, it's a hard
budget's not a
question.
factor. I think John needs to take us out to eat.
Well, John, call me. Let's
John
go.
Alonzo, yes. John is a professional photographer too, so maybe if you ever need help taking photos,
we always
not
need
that
help,
he needs
John.
the business, but
Yeah.
I mean just to take pictures of all these
Budget's
places.
not a concern.
But I guess if talking about all sides of town, it's not like all the good food is concentrated in one part. I feel like
know he wants
all
me
over
to
the place.
say one restaurant, but I just can't.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot.
They'll murder me.
No,
there'll be 35,000 phone calls as soon as I get off of here.
Or maybe we'll do this later. We can text him separately.
Okay,
if
that's
you have
fair,
a
John.
recommendation.
Yep, I'll text you.
Because I knew I was like I was afraid that I would put you on the spot, and I don't want to do that. But again, it's like asking which is your favorite child.
I know, it's so hard.
Yeah. So goodness gracious. All right. So now it tightens the tailgate. Do you get a break after? John's saying he's worked with most
all
of the
the
chefs. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's taken a few pictures over the years.
Nice.
After tightens the tailgate in February, do you get a break at all? A longer nap, maybe?
I mean, we really go into production almost immediately for Tasting Texas Wine and Food Festival.
Yes.
We bring in the James Beard Foundation for that. So there's a lot of moving parts. So we take a minute, we reset, we figure out what we want to be moving forward in 2024,
Right.
like what events are staying around and what doesn't. So we kind of go into intensive discussions about what we want to have and what will showcase San Antonio in the best light.
So we were just talking about the calendar too. You're at the mercy sometimes of trying to. You have this amazing event or a concept, but then you got to figure out where to slot it so you can sell tickets and have people show up.
Right. In addition, we have our own event space now. So we are at the Alley on Bitters, which is why we're kicking off the cocktail summit here.
Yes.
We have. We were really missing our office. We lost our office during the pandemic because obviously everyone went home, and so our lease was up. Gotcha. It was natural for us. And so now we have a new event venue so we can get back to doing some of our smaller events. We also really love to do smaller dinners and, wine events.
Paired
and things
dinners
like
are
that.
so amazing.
Oh, it's so great. It's
Paired dinners are
my favorite. I love it. And they just bring you everything. And you don't.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'll never forget a paired dinner I had. I won't mention the place, but and it was amazing. But it was a Jack Daniel's paired dinner, and it was like 5 or 6 courses.
Probably amazing.
It was. I'm still full, and it was like 4 years ago. I don't know, but so if you can ever do a paired dinner, and maybe you need to save up a little bit of a few bucks, but it's worth every penny. Those are so great.
It's worth every penny.
This is so great. So we talked about the food. We have a few more minutes here with Suzanne Taranto Etheredge, the CEO of Culinaria. So we all agree the food scene is great and getting even better by the day.
Yes.
Cocktail scene, the bar scene in San Antonio, because like you said, a lot of people think, Austin, Dallas, Houston, whatever. But I kind of feel, again, call me crazy, like the bar scene in San Antonio, if I want to go get a drink somewhere, I'm going to be okay.
I think it's amazing. I think it's the best in Texas.
Really?
Yes.
And you're not just saying that.
I'm not just saying that. I mean, listen, I know it's up for interpretation, but we have amazing concepts and really talented humans that are really bringing you these amazing cocktails.
Right.
So I think it's the best in Texas.
I loved going to some of these like cocktail competitions where these restaurants. I went to one not so long ago, and they're tasked with coming up with these drinks, and every single time you think you've seen it all.
It just blows your mind. They're so talented. I mean, there's a reason they do what they do,
Right.
and it's because they're unbelievably, it's just like the chefs. I mean, they're so talented. I don't understand how you can walk into a pantry and create this, 10-course meal at someone's house. It's wild.
Do you have a go-to cocktail, like you're just a personal favorite for yourself?
I am lately really into tequila.
Okay.
It's kind of a resurgence for me. So I love, one of my girlfriends was like, you have to have ranch water. And I was like, I'm not having ranch water. And I was like, oh, well, I love this. Anything with tequila right now, I really love it. So I don't know what's happening, but I was on a whiskey kick for starting and now I'm on a tequila kick.
I get it. No, and one thing I love about getting back to the cocktail, the Third Coast Cocktail Summit starting next week.
Tuesday.
Is, and having attended these before, you learn a lot, because I don't pretend to know a lot about, there's so many whiskeys and bourbons and tequilas and all out there that to pick, to know which one to pick or to pair it with what or whatever.
It's crazy. Exactly. So I love the knowledge of all of this. I mean, last year when we were doing all of the education, I just soak it all up. I love it. I need to know all of it. And I mean, I still go out and drink. I'm not making them at home. But whatever. I still want to know how, if I needed to. What if we have another pandemic? I need to make my own drinks. Gosh. I need to know. I know. I didn't say it.
No, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
Anyone who's triggered, I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. But listen, if I ate out and dined like you did, I probably wouldn't want to make my own stuff at home anyway.
Why would I? I mean, when I can go to Bar Loretta and have Michael Neff make me the most extraordinary cocktail I've ever had in my life, I'm not making that at home. Even if I try. I mean, and it's wild. Like last year, one of the spirited dinners was at Bar Loretta, and he brought this drink to me, and I'm not kidding. It was like I was drinking an apple pie, like a warm apple pie, and I was like, this is not normal. Like, how did you do this? And he showed me, it doesn't matter. I tried. It didn't work out.
Now I have a sudden hankering for apple pie. But again, so I've told you this before, I eat and drink vicariously through Suzanne. Many years I don't even, how many times did you come on the morning show?
I have 1 million.
I can't even, 2 million, it might have been. And every time you came in, I would always ask you, are you hiring? And then like, how are you not 1,200 pounds? Because you eat and just drink like royalty, do not wine and dine as well as you do, probably.
Well, we joke all the time in our office. We all work out like crazy people, and it gains on us. And we're like, what is that stuff called? What is the injection all the Bravo celebrities are using? We're like, can we get that?
Yes,
Can we have that, please? But apparently it makes you not eat. So I don't want to do that.
You don't want that.
I don't want.
It's the reverse.
Who does that?
That's not counterproductive.
Yeah, I don't
for what
want
you're
that.
trying to do.
Yeah.
All right, a couple more minutes with Suzanne here, because you got stuff to plan. I'm already cutting into her January.
We have events to go to.
You have events to go to. People can get tickets once again, and there's different packages and stuff available. If you can't do everything, you can pick and choose, like a la carte.
Yes. I would say visit culinarysA.org to get your tickets. Also, Restaurant Weeks is you make reservations, and I strongly encourage you to make reservations.
Ask you about that, yeah.
Just because they get really busy, and you want to make sure that you're ensured that table, and they're very good at blocking off time and making sure everyone is accommodated. And then again, for Titans at Tailgate, tickets are online, culinarysA.org. Easy breezy.
I love it. Juan Carrion, whatever happened to Mi Tierra restaurant getting my face painted on the wall?
Let's call him, and maybe we need to ask them.
I need to do about 1,000 more of these shows,
right?
And get.
Why is your face not on there?
Yeah,
I think all our faces
think
should
of many
be on
reasons
there.
why. It's just
all our faces should be on there.
Okay. Well, what are you having for dinner tonight? Do you know?
I have no idea. Actually, my husband asked me this morning before he left, where are we going tonight? And I said, I don't know.
I love it. Instead of, what are we cooking tonight? It's, where are we going?
Where are we going? I don't know.
Oh, my gosh. Will you, next week, will you eat less, or do you prepare in any way for Restaurant Weeks on a personal level?
On a personal level, I find all of my stretchy pants.
Oh my God.
And then I literally don't eat for the week before. just because it's so much eating and drinking and so much fun to be had. So I just take it really easy. I eat lots of vegetables. Water.
And hydrate.
Yes.
I'm trying to drink more water in 2024. So I know that's
I think we all are.
Yes. Well, listen, one more time. I want to make sure I got through everything. culinariasa.org. Find out more of the ticket information. All the menus are on there because, like you said, hundreds of restaurants.
Yes.
No human being could get to all of them, I think.
And also, if you don't see a menu, it's because we don't have it yet.
Okay.
So we're trying. We stalk them. We call them 80,000 times. It takes them a minute to send us those menus.
Your favorite breakfast taco?
Like
not location, just your favorite. I'm not going to put you on the spot again. Like just the combination of ingredients.
I like potato, egg, cheese, and bacon. I love it.
I had one of those this morning without the cheese because I'm not a big cheese.
Oh yeah, you hate cheese. I forget.
I'm not a huge cheese person. And then last question here. Juan Carrion's asking: have you ever you've had barbacoa and Big Red?
Absolutely. It's un-American not to have that.
I didn't want to be mean on the show here.
I mean,
but
you have
I
to.
kind of figured you had that.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate it. I don't know if anybody has a more busy January than you do, but good Lord, it's great work.
It's going to be fun.
And you put smiles on so many people's faces.
I hope so. I hope you all have fun.
One more time, culinariasa.org. We're talking about maybe doing ticket giveaways or something, so keep it right here. We might have some exciting stuff to announce here very soon. But I really appreciate it. Like I said, I know you're super busy and you're all over the place, and you have dinner plans in a little while. But I know we'll see each other again very soon.
This is the best car trip I've ever had.
Well, except I didn't offer you any food. I'm sorry.
I should have brought food. I'll bring food next time. I didn't want to bring alcohol. We could get in trouble.
No, I'm not doing that. And as much as I would love to have cocktails in here, it's probably not a good look.
Probably not.
So we'll get out of the car for that next time. But
perfect.
Always great to see you. Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you.
Suzanne Taranto, Etheredge, the great CEO, longtime CEO of Culinaria, and I challenge you to find anybody who eats better than Suzanne in this city.
I agree.
I would agree.
Let me know.
All right. This has been another episode of Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law Firm. Until next time, we'll be back very soon with another live episode right here. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.